good evening, everybody, and once again, it is race night here. If you guys don't know it, it's Saturday night, which means we're live with the Homes Now, Not Later Super Speedway Series brought to you by Cyber Racing Association. As tonight we will be doing the duels here at Daytona. We'll have two sets of races here. Both are timed events versus laps, so we've got two 50-minute races. Now, usually we're used to seeing one quick repair. We know there's always going to be a limited fuel, so we have 45% fuel. But the one thing I think that sticks out and makes this race different is the fact that these drivers have no fast repairs. So they've got to be extra careful and make sure that where they start is where they intend to finish. If not, they're going to be starting towards the rear of the field next week as we go to the official, would be what the Daytona 500 equivalent is for the truck series. But looking at some times here in practice, the 11 of Jason Kinzer sitting on the top of the board with a 45.767, followed by the 4 of Justin Levine with a 45.770, Bobby Tinch with a 45.772, and the 3 of Paul Servant with a 45.777. I almost thought triple sec there for a minute. Mike, what do we have? This is the duels. I know they didn't put Brett Bodine in a Can-Am. Did they go old school, and does he have Budweiser tonight?
Well, I just got the report that Jeff couldn't make it tonight. So they replaced him with another Jeff, and they got Jeff Gordon, equally same size.
Well, that means that we have no alcohol period tonight. It's going to be Pepsi.
And a sweet mustache.
Oh, he brought it back. Nice. Or did he glue it on, or did he? Actually, I'm hoping that maybe that he might have actually grown it, especially just for us.
Well, it could be. Earnhardt's not around to laugh at him anymore, so, you know.
This is true. You can see we are under a minute here left in practice, and then I do believe it should cut straight over to racing, how the actual qualifying for the 500 has been done. I don't exactly remember how this is going to work out, so we might have qualifying or we might advance straight to the grid, but I'd imagine it'd be just like every race. Well, we're going straight to the race tonight. As we see there, the 4 of Justin Levine getting murdered on the backstretch. Oh, that paint scheme is actually working to his advantage. He was doing a lot of donuts there, so he's making Ken Block proud. So we wait for the final seconds here to tick away in practice. Take a look there at the 60 of Lance Marsh. Session is finishing up. And as we can see, there is no qualifying, so these guys are going to be gridding up. We wait for confirmation here as to if this is the correct starting grid or not. I believe I could see Gordon's mustache from here. We're going to assume that the starting grid is correct, so we're going to run through it, and on pole will be, I'm going to say, the 66 of Bobby Tinch, because it does appear that his truck is sitting there on the front. Actually, no, it's not. The 3 of Paul Servant is, so this starting order is not going to be right, seeing how they did not run through qualifying. But it will be, we'll get things sorted out as soon as they get ready to go over onto, once the race kicks over here. on the backstretch here. We're going to do a quick reboot of IRTVO to get it up and going again. I think a lot of it is because of this being a timed race here. As we see there, the 3 of Paul Servant will be sitting on the pole here, so things will sort their way out as soon as Jeff Gordon pulls that Mustang pace car down pit road and we get the green flag here.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. We are underway. We have just under 50 minutes to go here. Usually we leave it on crank it up a little bit longer than that, but we did see some things happen there during the first lap, like the 3 of Paul Servant dropping to the back. Now that is intentional. He does not have anything to gain by staying up here in the midst of all these trucks here, so he's did the wise move there and he backed off on the backstretch and got to the back of the field, seeing how he's already sitting in great position for the actual race next week. As we see out front, the 48 of Jimmy Coleman has managed to make his way around the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer. As they come to the line, it will be easily the 48 of Jimmy Coleman with this lap. See the 95 of Christopher Berry there got a little bit dicey as he made his way to the outside line, but he was able to do it, so he's going to hang on to that. As we see there's the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach, the 66 of Bobby Tinch, the 58 of Jim Peterson. Now, a lot of these paint schemes you guys are seeing, you probably aren't used to because these are a lot of new paint schemes in the field tonight, as well as you might see now a lot more trucks rocking these Cyber contingency sponsors. That is because if you want to get paid in this league, which this is, I think, probably one of only a few free to join but pay out leagues, you have to run the contingency sponsors and you have to show up every week and run the races, which is only fair. So we see a lot of different schemes, like the 99 there, Thomas Abari actually has his name there up on top of the visor. He's rocking the Yeti Cooler paint scheme, just like we see the 2 of Rick Seabrand does on a weekly basis. So it's nice to see Matt Quick back with the Psychedelic Kitty truck this time. I know that's Mike's favorite paint scheme without any denial.
Hands down.
It looks like we've got the outside line challenging as Rittenhauer has gone to the high side and he's easily able to get that nose around the 48. He's got the 4 of Justin Levine as they're 3 wide at the line. The 95 there, Christopher Berry, he's going to elect to stay out there on the 3rd groove with the 99 of Thomas Sabaro. We have Justin Levine and Raymond Rittenhauer in the middle lane. Down on the bottom, however, as we see a little contact, 95 around.
Out.
Oh.
What's your car doing,
that's
bud?
just going to be a single spin. I didn't think he got into anybody else, but it did look like he made some contact with the wall there. So we will be working our first caution of the night here early on at Daytona International Speedway. We're going to go ahead and take a look back and see what exactly caused that, but we do know that it was only the 95 of Christopher Berry involved in that one. we're going to go actually on board with the 60 of Lance Marsh to capture that one. Here we are just riding along. This will be leading up to the incident here. You see Lance just driving around, not really trying too hard to get up into the field. And once we get on the backstretch here, we're going to see some kickflip 10,000 going on. Go a little bit further back here. Now we got him on the speed there. We see Barry making the move to the outside line. Now keep a close eye on that outside line there. As we're riding on board with the 60 right here, he doesn't exactly, he's hanging on, I would say, probably as close as he wants to the tail end of the lead draft. He does have a truck behind him, so he doesn't have to worry about falling off too bad, which is going to work to his advantage here as we come around turn 2 here, and we're going to see what unfolds on the backstretch of the 95. See it happening this lap because they are 3 wide here. They took the line that time, so watch this time around to see that black truck right there clip the wall, and then now we see there it is. Wow, that was weird. We saw the 95. It looked like it was right through his windshield, but nonetheless, great job avoiding that. Meanwhile, as we go out to the lead, we see that the lights are out on the pace car, so Raymond Rittenhauer and that psychedelic 87 machine will be leading us back into the restart zone. To his outside will be the 4 of Justin Levine. Restarting third will be the 58 of Jim Peterson, Jimmy Coleman in the 48. Fourth, the 66 of Bobby Tinch. Fifth, the 89 of Matthew Quick, the other psychedelic kitty there, in 6th position. The 11 of Jason Kinzer, 7th. The 99 of Thomas LeVar, 8th. Jeremy Funk in the 97, 9th, and rounding up the top 10 will be the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach.
Tell you what, Art, if the 87 and Matthew Quick get hooked up, I might have to go buy some acid.
You might have to, and you better share this time, because last time that was not cool, dude. As always, we try to, on the initial start and the restarts, we go into the crank it up zone here, as we can see. No, don't run over Digger, thank God. We didn't have to see Digger die there, but we do have several of those placed around the track here. See the pace car making its way out of turn 4. It's going to dip down onto pit road, and once again the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer will lead us back into the green flag here, as we have just under 41 minutes to go in the duel number 1.
Green flag.
Green flag is back out. We're back underway. Let's crank it up. As they cross the stripe, it'll be the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer leading that lap. You see a truck down on the apron there. Behind the 87, we have the 58 there of Jim Peterson, as well as the 66 of Bobby Tinch, the 11 of Jason Kinzer. And behind him, now moving to the higher line, he's kind of rocking both lines, the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach. Highline consisting of the 4 of Justin Levine, the 48 of Jimmy Coleman, and the 99 of Thomas LeBar. And at the line, it looks like the outside is going to prevail that time as Justin Levine leads that lap. That'll be his first lap led of the night, as now that he almost got forced into the sucker hole there. See the outside line doing its thing here. The 48 stepping out there to breathe it. And at the line, let's see which line's going to prevail, and this time it'll be the inside. So Chuck, another lap led for the 87. That is his 7th lap led of the night here. See there towards the back, we do have a 3-truck pack there. Now those are guys who are probably just racing for safety there, just so they can finish the race, because that is one of the rules. If you wreck your truck here in the duels, you do have to go to a backup truck and start towards the rear end of the field. So a lot of these guys we're going to see probably also in the second duel. We're going to see several trucks riding in the back as well, seeing how qualifying was a complete separate event aside from these 2 races here. This is just going to sort out the inside and the outside roads as to who wins and the scoring positions. You can see there the 4 of Justin Levine has dropped down and cleared the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer. As they drag race to the line, is it going to be the high side, or is the bottom going to snake it right as they get to it? Score that one for the 4, Justin Levine. He was able to hold on to it, even though the 48 is still not backing down. He does have the 66 of Bobby Tinch and the 99 of Thomas LeBar, as well as the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach behind him. But now we see Welsenbach's doing exactly what I do when I'm at the tail end of the lead pack. I will go in between lanes wherever it's beneficial to keep the speed going. I'll get one lane moving, and Mike's famous for doing this too. He'll get one lane moving, bail out on it, stall the lane that he was in, out, and move to the other side, move them up a little bit, stall them out, and then get back up in the other crew. That's what we do when we're just trying to kill some time, as we have now moved down to just a hair over 30 minutes, or 36 minutes remaining here. Weird actually doing timed races versus lap races. I'm so used to the laps, and the time is almost a weird place.
Matthew Welsenbach's actually being really smart right now. I know exactly what he's doing. He's just hanging on to the draft. He's in the back, so if he has to hit the brakes when they wreck in front of him, if they wreck in front of him, he doesn't have anyone behind him.
We're going to take an analogy from PUBG. He's going to do what you commonly refer as what I do, the art pecking.
Gotta survive.
And what better way to do so than to stay towards the back of the pack and have room to get out of the way in case something does happen. Although I don't really expect a lot to happen, seeing how we only have about a dozen trucks per duel here, so it should be fairly clean. These guys, you've seen them week in and week out. They know how to hold a line, and since we don't have the entire field here, this should be fairly cut and dry, and we can knock these races out pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree on that one. These guys are just absolutely psychopaths, so you never know what they're gonna do.
Well, we've seen them go green flag from start to finish, and we've seen them start the race on a caution and end one on a caution. A lot of new rules though with this 2018 season. There's now new teams, as we've seen. Southern Thunder has picked up a fourth driver now. It'll be the 3 of Paul Servant, the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., and here's the shocker, the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. And another thing to note, as we enter this season, Radical Racing is going to be looking to make it 3 seasons in a row getting the team championship. That time at the line, it will be the 66 of Bobby Tinch leading the lap. That'll be his first one of the night as well, as we see the high line kind of dissolving a little bit. We've got the 11 of Jason Kinzer and the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach stalking around there in the back of the lead pack, and we see that 3-car group. Let's see if we can go on board with the 4 of Justin Levine for a few laps here. Go ahead and go into, let's do the gyro cam first. It's one of my favorite cameras because when you're at a play track, it's like a 3-story building around the corners. Daytona versus Talladega, Daytona throws you into this banking here. It's not a gentle transition like Talladega. You can feel the wheel get slack as the car or truck transitions into that corner versus Talladega, where you actually kind of have to turn it into the corner. This one, it self-turns, and sometimes it turns too much. Now we step back to the 87 Raymond Rittenhauer. This is going to be a prime example of what you have to do when you're in the draft. Listen to how he has to feather in and out of the throttle here. Right there, as he got that run there on the 4 of Levine, you could hear him pedaling the throttle, and you'll hear it here in the corners as well. We're going to take a look behind. You can see there the 58 of Jim Peterson. And there was a shot there on the backstretch. Now the great thing about what iRacing is going to be doing with this upcoming build here is they're going to be taking, and I know it's been annoying, it's always bothered me as a broadcaster, like when we're sitting here in this cockpit view, and seeing all the gauges at zero, the tach at zero, the temperature gauges all the way down. This next build that iRacing is going to be coming out with after this coming week 13, when we start seeing the races and broadcasting them after the update, we'll actually see the tach working, we'll see the temperature gauges and all that stuff finally functional from the watching point of view, which is going to be something that we've needed for a long time. I mean, we've got the animated pit crews, they're working on the day to night transitions, but just something as simple as having functional gauges when calling a race is something that's nice to see. As we go back here to the Fox cam, we can see the 48. He's going to drop to the back of the high line there. He got that 48 machine just a little bit too warm, so he's just going to recycle back to the tail end of the high line there, or drop down to the bottom side, let that Tundra cool off, and now you see he's going to move up there with the 11 of Jason Kinzer. Take a look here at some speeds. Right now, the 87 doing about 200 miles an hour there going into the engine. Now, he is pushing the 4, so let's take a look at the 4 and his statistics. At the line, 195. See 197 going into the corner. The speed we want to see is how fast that 4 truck is entering turn 3. See 199, 200. So right about the same speed as the 87. Let's jump over to the 66 of Bobby Tinch and see what he's got. $196. So you see the outside line is a little bit more beneficial here. So he's almost at 200 miles an hour going into turn 1. See the 99 there stepping the nose of that Silverado out to get some air across it and cool it off. Let's see what the 66 can do here down the backstretch. Bobby only getting to 198 miles an hour there on the outside line. We look at right now, we've got 24 laps now, make that 25 laps in the books. We still have 27.5 minutes remaining in the duel here. Our current leader is the 4 of Justin Levine. We've had 1 caution for 3 laps, and hopefully that's the only one that we see tonight. And word through the tower is we'll see the 66 there. Bobby Tinch will be bringing it down pit road, as well as the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach. So drivers coming down to make their green flag pit stops. We see them all peeling off there. Only 3 trucks staying out. See they're being led by the 58 of Jim Peterson. We watch them come down pit road here. Everybody get in their boxes. The 58 slides it sideways in there. Hopefully he's straight enough. Nope, he's going to have to straighten that truck out. So we see that's going to be a costly pit stop there for the 58 as he overshot his box and came in on a side angle there. That's the one thing about the new pit crews is if you don't hit your box perfectly, as we see also the 3 of Paul Servant now on pit road. If you don't hit your box perfectly, that you either, it'll say too far left, too far right. Now we will see our leaders coming down. The 60 of Lance Marsh, the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer, the 4 of Justin Levine, and the 11 of Justin Kinzer. They're making their way down pit road now into their respective boxes. 84s down in the way, as well as the 87, the 60, the 11. We see right now this pack right here, led by the 29 of Matthew Welzenbach, is going to be the trucks to watch here, as they're going to try and catch up. The 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer, you see they just are now making their way back onto the track here. So we'll see the 29, the 66, the 99, and the 48 get together on the high side and try and make their way around the inside line, as they're just now getting up to speed, and they should have absolutely no problems doing so. So that will cycle the 29 of Matthew Welzenbach back to the lead. Now this will be Welzenbach's first lap led of the night here, as he crosses the stripe as the leader, so score one in the books for him. We see the 48 of Jimmy Coleman, who was a little bit off on the front end of the lead pack. He's going to have to dive in here with the second pack that came down the pit, as he was not able to go with the front three trucks. So he's going to fall in behind the 4 of Justin Levine and the 11 of Jason Kinzer. They drag race to the line. Is it going to be Tinch or is it going to be Welzenbach this time? And I think it'll be Tinch with a nose this time, as he will get scored with that lap led, so that'll be his 6th of the night. Now, of course, that doesn't mean anything, because we all know that the only lap that matters to lead is the last lap, and with 23.5 minutes remaining here in duel number 1, there's still a lot of racing and undoubtedly another round of green flag pit stops to come. Now, while these guys are running flat out here at green flag, we're going to take a very quick sponsor break here and return with the action here at Daytona momentarily. As we return with the action here, we still have the 29 of Matthew Welzenbach and the 66 of Bobby Tinch battling it out here for the top spot. Behind them, the 99 of Thomas Labar, the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer, the 48 of Jimmy Coleman, the 4 of Justin Levine, and the 11 of Jason Kinzer. Oh, as you see contact there between the 99 of Thomas Labar and the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer. Let's go. Oh, we see more contact with the 87 as he's hard in the wall there, so that's gonna hurt the 87. Let's go on with him and see how bad the damage is. If you look at the left front, you can see some significant damage there to the front left of that machine. Let's take a look at the right front. See equally, I think it might be a little bit worse there on the right front. Let's take a look at the right rear. See the right rear is torn up there around the fender well. And let's the other corner here, the left rear. See, it's got a little bit of an indentation. And apparently we also have some damage on the 99 as well, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at him as well. We see the 99 here. We're going to go ahead and go around and check out. His left front looks good. left rear is just as good. The damage I suspect is going to be on the right side. As we can see, he's got the same split mark that Rittenhauer has around the front bumper there, and pretty much that identical damage there on the nose. The only difference is let's look at the right rear. He's got a little bit after the wheel well versus Ray's got some on both sides. So the 99 damaged a little bit, the 87 damaged a lot more. And that's right there though is enough. As you can see, he's already falling off the lead draft here. He's not going to be able to hang on to it. So we see the 99 coming down pit road. He's going to bring that machine down there to get it repaired. But out front, it's still the 4 of Justin Levine as he puts his 12th lap of the night in the books here. We see the 66 is dropped to the bottom as well as the 29 of Matthew Welzenbach. So now we will have a 5-truck front pack here after the contact between the 99 and the 87. I know you guys out there are probably wondering, why is there so few trucks? I know you guys are used to seeing full fields here, but right now we are doing the duels at Daytona, so we have 2 races with small fields to set the field order for the actual start of the season. This is what I would call the prequel to the season here. So we've got 2 small fields that are going to determine and make up the big race next week. We see the 66 there giving a good shove to the 4 on the backstretch. Meanwhile, the 11 giving the 48 a shot there about midway down. I don't know how it's going to work 2 trucks on 3, but with the side draft and depending on the setup, it might work, but I don't know. I think we're going to see him probably, right now, with still 18.5 minutes remaining in the race, I would probably just get this one single file for now and get that textbook run off the corner to try and make a move. So while these guys are just running now single file, we're going to go ahead and go to our standby favorite cameras here, the crank it up camera. So turn your speakers up, blow out your eardrums, and get ready for some noise. Alright, so as we pull it off the box, crank it up cams, as they come to the line here. Once again, it'll be the 4 of Justin Levine leading his 17th lap of the night. We're down to just under 15 and a half minutes remaining here in duel number 1. Now we're going to maintain continuous coverage here, so after the conclusion here of duel number 1, we will not have a race interview. We're going to exit the sim as fast as possible. That way Dwayne can advance the session, and we can go ahead and get into the second duel. Right now, the lone truck trying to make it work on the outside, being the 11 of Jason Kinzer. Meanwhile, we see the 48 of Jimmy Coleman. He's got that 48 nose tucked up against the 4 of Justin Levine. That's 2 Toyotas working together there. So our front 2 will be Toyotas, followed by 2 more Silverados and 1 Tundra there in 5th position. Coming up on the 99 of Thomas Labar, who you saw involved in contact with the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer. Let's see how good they were able to fix the damage there on that 99 machine. We'll go ahead and take a look here at the right front, see if they were able to get a lot of that damage taken care of. As you see, it looks a little bit better. They pushed the nose back up. There's still a slight gap in between the front fender and the nose. They straightened a little bit of the sheet metal out there where the contingency sponsors are. And let's take a look at the right rear. Yeah, they needed Jimmy Johnson's gasman there from the inside. They're like, maybe if he just slammed it from the outside and hit the inside, it'd be different. As we're approaching the 11-minute or 12-minute mark here, we're going to see more people coming down pit road here shortly. See the 58 of Jim Peterson and the 3 of Paul Servant bringing their trucks down pit road. Looking at the lap counter, Justin Levine right now out front with the most, 21 laps led tonight. We are now down to 12 minutes. The 48 of Jimmy Coleman, he's got 3 laps led. The 29 of Matthew Wilsonbach with 5. The 66 of Bobby Tinch with 7. The 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer, he led 8 before the contact there with the 99. We see the 60 of Lance Marsh has taken that truck down behind the wall. He is done, as well as the 97 of Jeremy Funk, and I do believe we still have the 95 of Christopher Berry on pit road getting that motor repaired. I don't know if, I highly doubt he's going to be able to make it out in time to get any more laps, but meanwhile we do still have the front 5 all together here. 48 will be making his way down pit road, as well as the 66 this time by, so look for that red 48 and the black 66 to make their way down to pit road. We also see them, everybody's going to come down now instead. So here we go. Hopefully this will be the last set of pit stops for the night, as we see that the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer still on pit road getting damage fixed to that machine, as we see the lead pack coming down here. You can see the 95 of Christopher Berry. That tore up Chevy Silverado still sitting on pit road. Everybody in their boxes. Are they going to take fuel? Tires? Let's see. I didn't see any trucks go up in there, so I'm guessing that was fuel only as we see the 66 busted sideways there coming off of pit road. Jimmy Coleman winning the race off of pit road there. He will take over the top spot as they make their way off of the, even though we're at the better Daytona versus the old bumpy 07, it's still a bit of a pain in the ass to get these trucks to stay on the apron. As you're in a high gear in third, the truck has a really bad tendency of wanting to float out to the right side of the double yellow line there. A lot of people short shift it into fourth and then slam it back into third once they get out there to get maximum RPM before they shift into fourth gear. But as we see now, it's going to be a two-truck breakaway with the 48 and the 4. But you see all the other trucks behind. It's only a matter of time before they reel them in, as we are under 10 minutes to go. Just now under 9.5 minutes to go in the first duel. Jimmy Coleman with his 5th lap of the night here in the books. You see now the outside, Bobby Tinch and Jason Kinzer are going to go to the outside here and make a run at it down the backstretch. Oh, it looks like somebody might have blown their motor there. There's a puff of smoke going into turn 3. I do believe, I think the 29 of Matthew Welzenbach, he detonated his motor there. Oh, confirmation through race chat. The 29 of Matthew Welzenbach accidentally hit his shifter, and that puff of smoke we saw was the 29's motor detonating. So that will take the 29 out of contention here, as he was running 5th position. He will now finish this race sitting on pit road. I don't know about you, Mike, but that really makes me glad that I have my shifter mounted way off to the right and down, so there's no way in hell that I can accidentally hit that shifter.
Yeah, I just wonder if his push to talk button's on his shifter, if he's running G27 or something. He just hit the button and he's bringing his arm back, he clipped it or something like that. That's kind of a weird time to blow up your motor.
And that also does bring up another point there. A lot of these guys do use the paddle shifters to shift versus using a standard H pattern like I prefer to do. So that very well could have been the case. He might have been trying to use radio comms and accidentally, some of these, I know the Fanatec wheels, it takes a little bit of effort to shift it, but some of these wheels, if you barely touch it, it'll register as a shift and you could accidentally downshift that motor, as we saw the 29 did in fact do. So it's very possible, as we see the 4 of Justin Levine has made his way around the 48 of Jimmy Coleman, so that'll put him back out to the front, as we've got the 89 of Matthew Quick there on the inside, as it'll be the 66 and the 11 still trying to work that outside line, the 58, and it'll be the 3 of Paul Servant there rounding out the tail of the field here, as we are down to 7 minutes to go here in duel number 1 at Daytona with the Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now Not Later Super Speedway Series. The line once again, it'll be the 4 Justin Levine with his 25th lap of the books. As right now, 4 trucks on the lead lap. They have all run 51 laps so far here in roughly about 44 minutes. From Race Tower, the 11 and 89 will be receiving a stop and go for exiting pit road before the backstretch. So they'll see them coming down. There's the 89 serving his stop and go. Rule is all 4 tires must be on the apron, so the 11 of Kinza there, we can see he's still working that outside line. He does have to come down and serve a green flag stop. As we see, he's dropping now to the tail of the field. He's going to drop to the inside and look for that 11 truck to come down pit road this time to serve his green flag or black flag penalty under green here. And that is unfortunately going to be a 30-second hold as we see the 99 Thomas Barr making his way on pit road as well. It looks like the 89 of Matthew Quick, after receiving that penalty, did not like getting that penalty, so he has decided to take that truck behind the wall. So the 89 is going to be done for the night here. We can see there the 99 Thomas Barr staying to the high side as you see the 3. Is that the 3? Yep, that's the 3 of Paul Servant coming down pit road again. Now Paul does not have to race aggressively here tonight. He's already sitting in a very good position for race night, so looking to capitalize on that and stay away from things. We're starting to approach the 2-minute warning here. It's still the 4 truck. We see the 66 of Bobby Tinch. He's trying to make it work here on the outside line by himself. The 48 of Jimmy Coleman still staying glued to the back bumper of the 4 of Justin Levine. The 66 of Bobby Tinch behind him, and then the 58 of Jim Peterson. He has lost the draft of the front 3 here.
Kind of got to wonder, with a minute and 10 seconds left, is the 66 and the 48 going to go do something on old 3 time, or is the 48 going to stay behind the 4?
I don't know, that's a good question. We are under a minute to go here. Next lap, I do believe, will they'll be getting the white flag as they come around. Be interesting to see if the 48 and the 66 try to make a move on the 4. Which right now, with that being a 3-truck move, we might see a little bit of yeah, I'll go with you then. Nope, sorry. And then see one truck stuck out. But this will be the white flag lap here. Let's see what these guys elect to do. Are they going to play it safe, or are they going to go for broke? Right now would be the time to be making the moves. They get the run off of turn 2. As we see the 48 of Jimmy Coleman. He's going to go to the outside. Is the 66 of Bobby Tinch going to commit to it, or is he going to stay behind the 4? Looks like he's going to tuck up behind the 4 truck, so that's exactly what I predicted the outside to do. That'll make the 48 recycle to 3rd, and as they come around, it'll be the 4 of Justin Levine. I'm waiting to see if Bobby's got any magic left. He's going to look to the outside as they come to line, but he's not going to be able to do it. The 4 of Justin Levine will be the winner of duel number 1. So that'll get this race in the books. Now we're going to do our part and jump out of the server as fast as we can so Dwayne can go ahead and advance it. And we can move on into duel number 2 as we will be doing continuous coverage here. So once again, your duel number 1 race winner, the 4 truck there of Justin Levine. So we're going to cut to a little bit of a break here as the servers do a switch up here. So grab something and drink something to eat, and we will be back shortly. All right, there we go. Now we're ready to go here with duel number 2. As we were able to get out of the server fast enough and back in, we see now the drivers taking to the grid here. This will be the start of duel number 2. This will be a 12-car field with the 94 of Roddy Klein, the 16 of Chris Brown, the 44 of David Anderson, the 54 of Chris Akers, the 1 of Artie Pearson Jr., the 00 of Dwayne Cooper, the 2 of Rick Seabrands, Daniel Jackson in the 72, the 18 of Gary Champion, the 80 of PJ O'Leary, the 8 of Dana Osborne, and the 88 of Gregory Thompson. As we hear the gear clunk, that means that the pace car is getting ready to make its way off of pit road. As we can see the field sitting there, pace car is rolling. We're about to get duel number 2 underway here tonight. See, Jeff Gordon has wasted no time jumping from one pace car to another as he is leading the field around again. Now, Mike
thinks he's filming another Pepsi commercial right now.
I think so. Or, yeah, most notably the rental car one. I think that had to have been, out of all the things that Jeff Gordon has done, aside from racing, I think that's probably my favorite. Scaring the shit out of that fat guy at the Chevy dealership.
I think that was better than anything he's done racing-wise.
Well, you have a valid point there. Now, what do you think we're going to see in this race? Because we've got the 2 of Rick Seabrands, we've got the 44 of David Anderson, we've got the 00, we've got a lot of fast guys in here. What do you think we're going to see versus duel number 1?
I think you're going to see the same thing. A lot of guys dropping back, protecting their position. You're going to see some guys that want to just race. I mean, these guys are racers. That's what you do. That had to be the worst for Paul Servant, just to ride around aimlessly. It's like these guys are the type of guys that just go and they go and they go, and that's it. That's all they know. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll see.
Well, we're about less than a quarter of a lap away from finding out, as the 2 of Rick Seabrands is going to lead us off to the start here of duel number 2. Now I know why they put traction bars on that Mustang. It's because Jeff Gordon occasionally does make an appearance in the pace car.
Green.
Green flag is out. We're underway here. Let's see what these drivers can do here in duel number 2 with Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now Not Later Super Speedway Series. All right, as we pull it off of the Crank It Up cameras here, we can see the field. The first lap will go to the 88 of Gregory Thompson, as he was able to clear the 2 of Rick Seabrands. To the outside line mounting a charge, we've got the 54 of Chris Akers, the 44 of David Anderson, the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. Now the rest of the field trying to get up there and get a piece of the action, but once again, just like we saw in the first duel, right now it's going to be a 3x3 front 6. And once again, it'll be the 88 leading that lap. But now, knowing that we've got Dwayne in this one, I expect to see that outside line trying to make some moves, and possibly we're going to see some more 3 wide, because I think we should just give him the nickname of if there's a hole, I'm going to take it. or the closer, because anytime he finds an open hole, he closes it.
All of them sound like terrible porno.
They do. I really should think some things out before I say it, but what the hell? That's what makes this series so much fun. We get to kick back, cut out a little bit, relax. This is the fun series. You guys have known it for years. All the seasons that we have covered here, I mean, these guys are just a hell of a bunch of guys to be around. They know their way around plate racing better than probably any other league I've seen, as we have to look here at the one of Artie Peterson Jr. rocking the New York Rangers paint scheme. Go Rangers. Love the freaking Rangers. Love that paint scheme. But these guys, like I said, they have to be probably about top of the field when it comes to plate track racing. Right now these guys are running open setups, but they also do run the fixed setup K&N car too. So it's, and me and you, as well as Cody, who joins us sometimes, and sometimes, like tonight, he's at a bar. We've raced with these guys, so we know how intense it actually is to be on track with them. These guys are not afraid to throw their balls out on the dash and just absolutely scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying racing with these guys. It really is.
It's terrifying, but at the same time, it's actually kind of awesome too. See the 88 moving up to the top here. He's going to try and get the run back around the two of Rick Seabrand as they come to the line. And he looks like he's going to be able to edge him out by about a half a truck there. So give that lap to the 88 of Gregory Thompson on the high side that time. You see a little bit of shifting around now. We got the 18 of Gary Champion behind the two, and behind them the 00. On the high line, we got the 88, followed by the 54 and the 44. As now we see, looked almost like they were going to try and make it 3 wide there on the backstretch and hang out the 54, but they tucked back in, or tucked out the 88, but they brought it back in. So we've got some of the drivers from Cyber over there in the live chat. Now we are in a little bit of a delay because I did change the latency back to normal, so you guys have the highest quality with no buffering. It's always a blast racing with you guys on Mondays, and if we end up broadcasting, it's going to suck not being on track with you guys, but still, you know, we still have a few races left in the Monday night series, so we always look forward to when Monday night rolls around to head out on track with you crazy fuckers. Give a shout out to the 88 of Gregory Thompson. You can kind of see it right there. He's rocking the Die Hard Live logo there on the top of the truck bed. As we see the 18 and as well as the 44 of David Anderson. So shout out to those guys for rocking the Die Hard logos. As well as the one of Artie Peterson Jr. as well. So you see the 18 of Gary Champion, he's trying to get cleared of the 88 there. So we're going to be 3 wide on the backstretch here. Right now Gary is in the sucker hole. And it looks like he's not really wanting to give it up, as we see. Now he's finally going to drop to the bottom, so we'll return back to 2x2 racing. And when they come to the line, oh, look at Dwayne. He's going to try and take that lap away from the 2. And he's going to, so score a lap lead for the 00s. Now we see that outside line getting the move. I know there's history between the 00 and the 44. It looked like Dwayne was trying to pull the 44 of David Anderson with him. Wasn't quite able to do it, so he's going to stay on the outside line, which is going to work to the advantage anyways, because right now we do have a 4-on-2 with the outside line having the advantage here. I wouldn't rule out though the 18. I know Mike has said it a million times. Gary has got to have about the shittiest luck of anybody on iRacing. the guy can be like half a lap away from the wreck, and somehow he always ends up getting involved in it, which has to suck as a driver. I know I've been there several times, but I mean, it's just got to get old at some point. It's good to see him right now in second position, battling, trying to get up there, and right now just being content pushing two. We see the 18, he's gonna slide up in front of the 00 here. Can Gary lead the lap? Hand that one over to the 18 of Gary Champion. He leads his first lap of the night, as now he's gonna have the help of the 00 as he now drops down in front of the 2. So now we're gonna see reverse order. We're still gonna have 4-on-2 action, but now it's gonna be 4 on the inside, 2 on the outside, as the 44 and the 00 are gonna stay hooked up together, and we'll have the 18, the 2, the 88, and the 54 on the inside.
These duels are like night and day. The last one was more of a passive. It was just kind of calm. I mean, these guys are just going at it right now.
Well, we know whenever Dwayne is in a room, it usually tends to ramp up the intensity. So I think we're going to see a lot of clean racing, seeing how this isn't a large field, and all these guys know that they have to bring their trucks home in one piece, otherwise they're going to have to start at the tail end of the field with a backup. But who knows? Look at what happened at the Daytona 500 with Austin Dillon. He had to go to the rear of the field because he failed tech, and he ended up winning the damn race. So you never know what can happen. As we've seen with Cyber, we've seen people that have been down a lap, 2 laps, come back and win a race. So anything is going to be possible after we get these duels out of the way and head into the actual race next Saturday. So I'm really looking forward to that race, but it's still fun to watch these duels here, as right now Dwayne and David on the outside are still doing a great job. You can see the side drafting through the tri-oval. They're putting on one hell of a show here, and this is exactly what we love watching and why I absolutely love being a part of this league, whether it's sucking ass on track or being up here in the booth where I'm a hell of a lot safer and not having the show and curse anymore. It's just a blast being around these guys. I mean, they all have great personalities. They're all different. And I think one of the most animated ones that always comes to mind is the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. The guy is an absolute trip. When we've interviewed him, he's always got the funniest answers. I mean, you've got everything from the super serious racers to the ones that'll sit there and bust some jokes. I know we don't have some of the regulars, like I haven't seen Pondo in here, but I don't think we usually see him on Saturdays a lot. We see him more, so we're racing with him on Mondays. But right now, Gary Champion, the 18, still out front. He's tied with the 2 of Rick Seabrand's. Both of them have 4 laps apiece, as well as the 88 of Gregory Thompson. And then the other lap in the books belongs to the 00s. Right now, he is still trying to fight on the outside line there with the 44 David Anderson, trying to get those 2 trucks as they're side drafting here through the tri-oval. But as they come to the line, new lap leader is going to be the 18 with 5, as we are now down to under 39 minutes here in duel number 2. And we're going to be coming up here on green flag pit stops soon. And I've got a surprise for everybody after the end of this race, because it's something that Dwayne sent to me this morning in Facebook Messenger, and I feel more than obligated to play it. Not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to leave you guys hanging, so you guys have to stick around to the end to find out what it is, but I guarantee you're either going to laugh or you're going to be like, what the hell?
At least that's better when Dwayne sent you dick pics.
I don't know. This might rival that one. I'm not sure that was Dwayne's dick. We'd have to get Cody in here, seeing how he's the professional at it. Now we know that if green flag pit stops are coming up, the two trucks that are going to be hurting the worst are going to be that 00 and the 2, seeing how they're the ones punching the holes in the air. So they're burning more fuel than the rest of these guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how the first set of green flag pit stops shake out here. As we see the 44 David Anderson, he's going to bail off to the inside. I think we're going to see the 00 back off, or maybe the 44 let up and let the 00 in, and we might start seeing green flag pit stops here within the next lap or two. As they are 16 laps in here, so we are inside the fuel window. So we see that 00 who drops to the tail end of the field. That's a signal that we are going to see a lot of trucks start to make their way down pit road. Let's see if we see the mass exodus that we saw in the first duel happen here. We see the 00. Nope, he looked like he was going to come in, but he's going to stay out. He would have had no help if he went down pit road that time. So at least one more time by before we start seeing some of these drivers coming down. Meanwhile, looking at the lap counter, the 2 of Rick Seabrands has retaken the lead there with 7 laps in the books. So he is going to be our current race lap leader. And unlike duel number 1, we have not had a caution early on here. Everybody's kept it clean and green. So once again, everybody's going to stay out yet again. So maybe next time around, I think what we're doing is the guys that were out there punching holes in the air, they've tucked in now so they can manage their fuel a little bit more, since they don't have to be in the throttle 100% of the time. They might be able to stretch their fuel a little bit, but you've got to wonder about, especially the 2, because he's still out there punching that hole for everybody. He's got to be burning some fuel. A word through the tower is the lead pack will be coming down pit road this time by. The 88 is confirmed. So let's see who goes with him. 00 is going to be coming as well. And it looks like the entire front pack is going to make their way down pit road as they fan out, as well as the rear pack. Everybody is going to be coming down, the entire field coming down pit road right now for their first set of green flag pit stops. As we watch them come in from the far end here, we are stationed here at the exit of pit road. Everybody makes their boxes. We can see, oh, looks like the 18 of Gary Champion slid in sideways. He's gonna have to back it up there. So we can see my dumbass pit crew, even though I'm not here. We've got my guys standing over the wall as the 2 is down and away, the 44, the 88. These guys making their way. Oh, we see the 16 there, Chris Brown. He got a little sideways coming off of pit road there. 94, Roddy Klein still on pit road. Meanwhile, as we make it, looks like the 2 of Rick Seabrands is going to maintain race lead, as the entire field once again did come down at the same time to pit here. So looking at the running order right now, it's the 2 of Rick Seabrands out front, followed by the 44 of David Anderson, behind him the 88 of Gregory Thompson, the 54 of Chris Akers in 4th, the 18 of Gary Champion holding down the 5th position, the 00 Glenn Cooper in 6th, the 8 of Dana Osborne 7th, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. 8th, Daniel Jackson in the 72 9th, and PJ O'Leary in the 80 will round out the top 10. Now, sometimes my voice tends to spool up like an auctioneer, and my tongue goes a hell of a lot faster than my stupid little brain can process, so sometimes the words get a little bit screwed up there. But since these guys are still clean and green after green flag pit stops, we're going to do a little bit of crank it up, so blast those damn speakers. I want to see the hair moving as the sound waves are penetrating your brain. And as we continue to go NASCAR nonstop here, we are going to take a very quick sponsor break here and return with hopefully still the green flag action here at duel number 2 with the Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now, Not Later Super Speedway Series. No surprise, we do stay clean and green. The 88 of Gregory Thompson still out front leading this, but that 2 truck of Rick Seabrands is our lap leader with 10. The 88 with 8. And since we just came off of the commercial break here, I want to go ahead and throw up a graphic that I made earlier on, which is going to focus on a key event that's going to be coming up here shortly with the Cyber Racing Series. Now, we're going to transition away from the racetrack here, and we're going to see this graphic coming up. Now, we have partnered along with Homes Now and Cyber for March 17th. We're going to be doing a charity race. Now, obviously, everything you can see on screen is a $10 entry fee. 75% of all the proceeds go towards Homes Now, and the other 25% are going to go towards the race payouts. Us as Diehard Live TV are going to donate our time as a donation here, so the race will be broadcasted for free so you guys can all enjoy it. It'll be Auto Club night for 60 laps, 1 fast repair, 40% fuel, and the track temp, I believe, will be set at 65. It'll be open to all leagues, so if you guys are out there and you're not in Cyber, that doesn't rule you out from being able to race in this charity event, but you do have to adhere to all Cyber Racing rules, and the field will be capped at 30 drivers, and of course, the following payouts will be $25 to the race winner, $15 to the second place finisher, $10 to the third place, $5 to the pole sitter. We have a $10 hard charger payout and an additional $10 to the highest top 3 finisher that has 0 incident points. Now, once again, it'll be Saturday, March 17th. The time, I didn't get with Jim to get the time because I kind of wanted to surprise him with this graphic here, but I'm pretty sure it'll be along the lines of every Saturday when we broadcast. So make sure, if you want to get in on a great charity event, to sign up for the race that will be held at Auto Club on the 17th. So that way you can get yourself on TV, get some TV time, and do whatever. But it's going to be a great race, seeing how it'll be a switch up from the super speedways, and it's all going towards a great cause, and also our series sponsor, Homes Now, Not Later. If you guys have not checked out the links in the bottom of my description of all the videos, I've been posting there since last season. Please go down and check them out. They're a non-profit organization that are trying to eliminate the homeless. They've made some good progress. They've had a bill passed where they're allowed to build, I believe it's 10 tiny houses and then 2 support buildings. So that's a big step. I know Jim is like the eyes, the ears, and the mouth for this organization. He's constantly having a battle against City Hall and the county and the state of Washington. So it's always an uphill battle for him. So we try to promote that as much as possible. So if you can donate $1, it doesn't matter. It's going to a great cause. It's tax deductible. We all know charities all are, and it's going to a great cause. So throw some money towards a great charity. And once again, on the 17th, if you guys are into league racing and you want to try and see if you've got what it takes to knock one of these guys off and win some money while you're at it, then sign your ass up for the charity race. As now we're seeing the 44 of David Anderson with the 18 of Gary Champion on the outside, trying to challenge and take the lead away from the 88 of Gregory Thompson. And no, that was not my surprise. I still have my surprise that I'm going to have at the end of the race here, which I think might be something that we're going to be doing before every race, but maybe we'll see how it goes at the end of this one. And at the line that time, leading his first lap will be the 44 of David Anderson as he managed to edge out the 88. Now I think he's going to try and keep the 18 with him, which is why we did not see him drop in front. So for the meantime, the 44 will stay on the high line with the 18. Meanwhile, on the low group, we've got the 54, the 88, and the 2. We can see behind that the 94 of Roddy Klein. He's being scored in 12th, 1 lap down. Let's go ahead and ride on board for a couple laps with the 88. And we'll go in the gyro cam. I love the gyro cam. Mainly I just like gyroing. You can see the challenge there on the outside line by the 44. See, pay attention to the right side of the screen. As you can see right there, the 44 driving out in front. He's able to drop down. This time he is going to leave the 18 of Gary Champion to the out. Oh, so we got the 18 around.
Caution's out.
We do have a
Can you look
caution
at those
from
temps real
that.
quick, bud?
That will be the 18 of Gary Champion. We're going to see if any other vehicles were involved in that, but we do know that it was the 18. Oh, appears that we have the 2 of Rick Seabrands as well involved in that one, so we're going to see what happened. As we see the 18 with a detonated motor, let's go ahead and back this up a little bit here. Alright, we see the 18 right there, second truck on the outside groove. This is where the 44 drops down. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's take a look. Whoa, that's netcode. Those trucks weren't even near each other. As you see, the 18 made a little bit of contact with the 2, but like I said, right there, the 18 of Gary Champion has to have the worst luck in all of iRacing. Victim of netcode tonight. We saw the same thing happen in the first duel, but it was a little bit different. We saw the 95 of Christopher Berry. He came off of turn 2 and got a piece of the wall and ended up doing about, I don't know, it was, I think about a dozen spins. That was the only caution in that duel, but that one fell pretty early on. We have burned through a lot of time here, as we've already got 32 laps in the books as the field is coming down pit road here. So we're going to go ahead and watch the field come down. We can see the 18 there of Gary Champion. Tough break for him, as that truck is going to probably more than likely be sitting out the rest of the race. You see the 44 down and away. He's going to maintain the race lead. 2 obviously is going to take a little bit of that damage. You see the 8 of Dana Osborne making his way out. The 88 of Gregory Thompson. 94, the 54, the 1. 16, 72, the 00, the 80, and it looks like Rick is going to stay on pit road to get that damage repaired. Meanwhile, out front, the 44 is going to collect the pace cars. They're making their way out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. Now, we did see in the first duel 2 drivers penalized for not adhering to the merging rule, where you have to have all 4 tires on the apron, and both the 11 and the 89 had to serve a 30-second hold green flag stop. So we're going to ride quickly on board here with our race leader. We can see there is a little bit of damage there on the left front of the 44 machine. Not quite sure where he picked it up, but he does not seem to be phased by it. Now, as stated earlier in the first duel, there are no quick repairs in these races, so looks like the 88 will be getting an EOL. Now we do have iRacing stewards from Cyber policing up in the tower, so that EOL, Dwayne gives everybody a chance to claim responsibility for the wreck, and since nobody claimed it, it was deemed that the 88 was at fault, so he is going to be actually, instead of serving an EOL, he's going to be serving a black flag, which is going to be a green flag stop. As we take a look out the rear of the 44 machine, we can see the 8 of Dana Osborne. And that white nose of that Chevy Silverado there belonging to the 54 of Chris Akers. Now we're approaching the 20-minute mark here, so we're going to pop up a quick summary. Right now we've got 34 laps in the books. We've had 11 lead changes. Our current race leader is the 44 of David Anderson, and 1 caution so far for 3 laps. Take a quick peek here at the weather. The track temp 103, air temp 78, so there's a reason I wore shorts today to the track. I knew it. As we look for the lights on that Mustang pace car, if Jeff can figure out how to turn the damn things off, hopefully they will go off this time by. We'll double the field back up, get them ready to restart, because we are now under the 20-minute mark here. So we do see the 16 and 72 coming down pit road as well as the 00, so we should see 1 to green here, and the field doubling back up as the lights on the pace car are out. So the field will double up, and once again, as always, we try to do every initial start and restart from the crank it up advantage and get at least the first few laps them getting up to speed loud and proud. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to those cameras, and once the pace car makes its way off of turn 4 on the pit road, the 44 of David Anderson will lead us into the restart zone. You'll hear Chad Knaus or Earl call the green flag, and we'll be back underway with right around 18 minutes remaining here in duel number 2. All right, so as we look for Gordon to bring that pace car down pit road, once again, the 44, David Anderson, with Dana Osborne and the 8 to his outside, is going to lead us to the start here, and we are going to crank it up.
Green flag.
And as we pull it off the Fox cams, I didn't even notice it till now, but I got to throw some props and a shout out there to the 54 of Chris Akers rocking the Mack truck paint scheme. I've driven a few of those in my day. The Titan, the Granite, and actually one of the first trucks I ever drove was a Mack truck, an old 700R4 twin stick. That thing was a pain in the ass. Had the camelback suspension on it. It was one rough son of a bitch, but it was a truck. So we now see the one of Artie Peterson Jr. getting stuck lone man out there on the outside line. We see the 8 of Dana Osborne and the 00 Dwayne Cooper drop to the inside, so Artie's going to have to find a hole to drop into fast, as he should be able to clear in between, as he does, between the 00 and the 2. Now we see the 8 and the 00, they're going to look to the outside. And does Dwayne have some damage there to the left front of the nose of that 00 Tundra?
We're looking.
From here, it does appear that he does have a little bit of a crease there on the top of the grill.
He has a decent bit of damage. His front right is smashed in. His front's all smashed in. I'm going to have to rewind and see where that happened from.
Well, our race leader, the 44, he's got a little bit of left front fender damage as well, too. We saw that as now we can see the 8 and the 00 both clear. They're going to drop to the inside here as they enter turn 3. We see the 54, he's going to move up. That will hand the lead over to the 8 of Dana Osborne, as we see the 16 of Chris Brown there running the Larson line out of turn 4. And at the line it'll be the 8 of Dana Osborne with his first lap of the night here in the books, as we approach 14 minutes remaining here in duel number 2 at Daytona International Speedway.
Well, we didn't see it live, but I went back on the last pit stops. Dwayne was coming to his pit box and got into the back of the 94 of Roddy Klein.
I've fallen victim to that too. Actually, it was you. Me and you made contact on pit road, and we were both inside the boxes.
Well, that was because someone else hit you and me. And, yeah, we won't discuss that.
Some things are better left buried. Should I get the shovel? But once again, no contest at the stripe. It'll be the 8 of Dana Osborne with a second lap in the books here tonight. Still being pushed by the 00. Now knowing the damage that the 00 Toyota Tundra has, he's going to be more inclined to have to stay behind a truck, seeing how he will be less aero efficient if he's the one punching a hole through the air. As now we see the 54 of Chris Akers. He's trying to make his moves there on the outside. So we see the 2 of Rick Seabrand's getting a nice little shot there from the 80 of PJ O'Leary. Now, Roddy Klein there in the 94 Valvoline truck, he is being scored right now in 11th position. The only truck down one lap. And right now we only have one truck that has not made a return to the racetrack. And unfortunately, that is the 18 of Gary Champion. As we saw, he was involved in that extremely crazy netcode incident that brought out the only caution we've had tonight. And word is he is retired. That truck has been put on the hauler. They're going to have to roll the what the hell? The backup truck out for next week's race, as these guys have to bring these trucks home as clean as possible, because if you wreck it, you got to start in the back of the field with your backup. And that 54, he's kind of driving that thing like a Mack truck. I know those things are tough as nails. Now we're going to see the 00. He's going to dip up to the high line and see what he can do there, but judging by that damage, I don't know. We've seen Dwayne with more damage than this before out front, but as we get a good shot here from one of our in-track cameras there as the field passes by, the 00 right now is getting a great push by that 54 machine. Damn, now I'm like fixated on seeing the Mack truck logo. It's mesmerizing. It's a shiny red ball. And at the line, it looks like Dwayne might be able to get this, but nope. Dana's going to sneak it back, and he's going to maintain the race lead there with his 5th lap of the night in the books there. It looks like that little bit of front end damage might be coming back to haunt the 00, but once again, that was contact made on pit road. And these guys do not have a fast repair tonight. So if you want to stay out front, you got to run with a damaged truck, which we can see just that little bit of damage there to the left front of the 44 of David Anderson. And then we can see the damage to the 00 there, where it does appear to be hurting him just a little bit on the outside as the lead truck. But this time, can he hold on to it? Oh, that's going to be a photo finish, but the 00 will take it. That'll be his second lap tonight, as it looks like they're going to be coming up. Wow. And a .002 gap between the 00 and the 8. So that is 0.02 of a second. Oh, as we see the 88 of Gregory Thompson, he had to come down pit road for a 30-second hold. That will put him now down one lap, and it'll put him back to 11th, as he is now the second truck one lap down. The 94 of Brady Klein will now advance up to the 10th position there in that Valvoline Chevrolet. As out front, it's still the same four trucks in the same order, battling it out for the same spot of real estate here as they come out of turn 2. Man, seeing Dave's paint scheme really makes me jealous that I do not have a famous Dave's close by, and with it being almost 10 o'clock here Central Time, that even if I did have one, they'd be freaking close. Oh, as we see the 00, looks like he blinked there through 3 and 4, but it seems like everything is stabilized out now. So at the line, it'll be the 8 of Dane Osborne leading that lap. Now, Mike, this is what I like to call organized chaos. These guys are racing pretty damn hard, but they're doing it really clean.
Yeah, this is literally the polar opposite of the last duel we saw. These guys they're going for it. I mean, last one you saw some guys lay back and just take it easy and try to keep their trucks together. And this is, it's like, I don't think they care if they make it or they don't. They just want to race.
Now, this is, I think, one of the flagship moments of why we love Cyber and why I hype it up so much. There is really no need to hype it. You see these guys here running, basically they're just balls out. They don't care. They're in it to win it, and this is just the duels. This isn't for points. This is just to set the field order for the first race of the season, and these guys are already racing like it's for the championship here. But you can see that they're doing it very cleanly. The only caution we have had so far is that we're under the 10-minute mark to go here was due to net code. So these guys right here are just 100, actually I can't even say 100%, they're at least, hell, I think they, in the music world, we often refer to it as turning the amp on and turning it up to 11 and breaking the knob off. That's what these guys are doing here tonight. Right now, Dana's still maintaining that inside as we're coming up on the 7-minute mark here. So these guys are going to have to pit possibly one more time. I know that caution coming about a little past midway in the race did help, but I do believe these guys are going to have to come down pit road one more time, as they are going to be coming to 50 laps completed here and just over 6.5 minutes remaining in race time. And I know right now the 8 and the 00 being out there punching the holes through the air for both lanes, they are drinking the shit out of some fuel right now. So they're definitely, if anybody, going to be the ones that would be short on fuel if they have to get it. So we see once again the 54 not afraid to lay the bumper to the back of the 00 there on the backstretch. I'm telling you, that 54 is a Mack truck in disguise. It may have a Chevy bow tie on it, but it's got a Bulldog for a hood ornament. As Dwayne is still trying to get that lead from the outside. He's maintaining a good interval lap after lap after lap, but so far, right now, Dana is tied with the two of Rick Seabrand's. Both of them have led 10 laps each. The 88 of Gregory Thompson right now is the all-time leader with 14, but after that black flag stop that he had to make, he is going to lose that one, as right now the 00, the 8, and if the 2 can get back up there and possibly lead some more laps, they're going to battle it out for who's going to lead the most laps. As once again we see the side draft in the tri-oval, but it's not going to work out for the outside line, as we see Dana is able to easily lead that, as we are now down to 5 minutes here in duel number 2. I think they're starting to realize that damage on the 00 is kind of hurting them. Now we see the 94 Roddy Klein, but at one point, well, he still is 1 lap down, but now he's going to get up there in the mix with these guys and see if he can help push that outside line. And just as I say that, he drops back down.
54 got hot. 54 might have got real hot there.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because he was glued to the back bumper of that 00 for hell eternity there. So definitely we did see now, as we see the 00 is going to drop down behind the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. That's going to leave the 8 of Dana Osborne with no contest as they come out of turn 2 here. As we approach the 4-minute mark here, I think we're going to see one hell of a move pulled here on the last lap, as the tempo of this race has been absolutely brutal compared to duel number 1. These guys are giving us exactly what we know they're capable of doing, and as we continue to watch that time chew away, the average lap time around here last time by was for the 44 of David Anderson. As we see, pits are happening. Last time by, David Anderson ran a 46.483, so they can basically run about a lap a minute. And with the pit stops happening the way they are, this might be the move of the race here. It might come down to strategy, because I know, and I mean, I don't want to jinx it, and with the way these guys have been racing, I don't think I have to. We're going to see this one come down to a green flag finish here, so I think this is ultimately going to just boil down to strategy, as now we're going to see the lead pack here come down and take their final pit stop of the race, as we are now going to be approaching the 2-minute warning here. We see the 44, the 54, the 72, the 16, they're going to be coming down pit road here, and that is going to open the door for these guys that pitted the lap prior. We're going to see the same thing we saw during the first duel. We're going to see the backpack catch these guys right as they're merging back out on the track, as we see a nice hook there from the 54. Obviously fuel only there. And the race off of pit road there goes to the 54 of Chris Eggers in that Mack truck. He's going to lead these guys back out onto the track. As we look at the interval, it is shrinking very quick. These guys not only have to stay all 4 tires below the apron, they have to get back up to speed. As we see the second pack is now coming, and they are easily going to rocket around these guys who are now getting up to speed. As we see the 54 still on the apron, and he's off pace. It looks like PJ O'Leary is going to have to serve a black flag penalty for not being able to keep all 4 tires under the apron. As right now, the lead is none other than the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. So there's that Rangers paint scheme. And Artie is one of the drivers in the field here that is rocking the Die Hard Live TV logo. He's got it on the rear bumper of that one machine. As we approach the 1 minute mark here, they will be receiving the white flag when they come around. So one more lap to go. I think we need to keep an eye though on the 44 and the 00 here, as they are freaking moving. You see right there, they are trying. You can see the 2 and the 72 hooked up along with the 16, the 44 and the 00. And then the 8 and the 1, and this is definitely a white flag. So here's going to be the race winning move. See the 8 coming up to block. Oh, contact with Dana in the 44. The 2 goes. Oh wow, the 2 made it through there. The 16 of Chris Brown involved. The 72 of Dana Jackson. But that is going to do it. Artie Peterson Jr. will be the race winner here tonight in duel number 2. As we saw, that was a block gone wrong there by the 8 of Dana Osborne. But our race win for duel number 2 goes to, oh wow, we can see the steering there on the 44 machine. See the wheels are locked to one direction, which means he has no steering. That means what we can't see, but we know those wheels are up under the hood. So there is our race winner right there, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. The 00 of Dwayne Cooper is going to bring it home second, and Rick Sebrands in that 2 machine will round out the top 3. And we saw earlier tonight, the first duel went to the 4 of Justin Levine, and now another single-digit truck is going to bring home the victory here in duel number 2 as Artie Peterson Jr. captures it here in duel number 2. So that is going to really help the 1 camp, as this is going to set the field order for next week's race here at Daytona. Now, with that being said, I think it's time to roll out my little surprise here. We're gonna go to, let's go to a camera that's not really loud, like maybe this camera here. And get ready for my little surprise.
Take it away from me, if you can. But man, don't you dare steal it.
Oh, he just wrecked us.
I'm only gonna tell you once. You'll pay a price for that.
Hey, there's a fight!
Shoving going on, there's a bunch!
I will come to collect.
Ricky Rudd took a damn cheap shot at us. He can take that and show it where the sun don't shine, baby.
I couldn't hear him. He's, got that little yap mouth. I couldn't tell what he was saying.
I might come alone.
Whose ass he's trying to whip? Rustin Taylor in. Come on, get down here!
There's zero chance that 3-car wins this championship.
Hey, where is that son? Y'all get Boyer. Y'all get Boyer. I don't blame you. Should he come down the trailer?
Or I might lean back up.
Oh, we got another fight.
I'll get my own damn uniform back on and take care of this. He ain't gonna kill my boy.
They just took $200,000 away from me and told that boy that what he did was A-OK, do it again.
Let Tony handle it.
Boy, Tony Stewart is after Logano.
Well, I did see some punches thrown today.
He's the one that drives like a little. I'm gonna bust his ass.
But make no mistake, that price is getting paid.
Kempton just wrecked Joey Logano! He waited on him, and was the leader came by. Payback for Matt Kenseth.
This ain't kindergarten. This is the jungle. So learn the jungle's rules.
Any blows landed between the two of you?
None to me.
Respect goes to the lions, not the vultures.
When you hook somebody in the right rear quarter panel, that's the equivalent of throwing your gloves off in hockey.
Believing the driver, standing up for what he believes in. Always have, always will.
Fights? The sport was made on fights. We should have more fights. I like fights.
If you want it, then you earn it.
Calm your ass down. I'm not putting up a street star, dude. You hit me again, I'll put this out of the racetrack. You bet on that.
That's why it takes 3 or 4 times for him to finally get in the Cup Series, because he don't pay attention, don't know what he's doing.
That's just how it is. The way it's always been.
Then he come up there and tried to spin me out twice. I didn't take it.
You know, he was trying to cut me off every way he could.
People in this sport don't forget. Grudges last decades. So, what do you think burns after just a year?
Oh, there's a fight down here, guys. Kyle Busch and Joey Logano are in a fist fight.
Kyle Busch, Joey Logano. Vegas last season.
I got dumped. Flat out just drove straight in the corner and wrecked me.
I know they remember. Do you?
All right, I have been waiting all race to do that right there, and honestly, I kind of like that. I think I'm gonna keep that one around. So, with that one, little surprise there being already put in, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up, since we can do it this time. Last time we had to jump the servers to get them to go faster. We're gonna bring up the results here, and once again, bringing home the win here in duel number 2, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr., the 00 Dwayne Cooper 2nd, the 2 of Rick Seabrands 3rd, Daniel Jackson in the 72 4th, the 44 of David Anderson 5th, PJ O'Leary in the 86th, the 16 of Chris Brown 7th, the 8 of Dana Osborne 8th, the 88 of Gregory Thompson 9th, Chris Akers in that Mack Truck Machine 10th, Roddy Klein in the 94 11th, and the 18 of Gary Champion, as we saw, unfortunately involved with the net code. He's going to round out the field. But, Mike, that was definitely one hell of a race compared to what we saw in Duel 1, and I think that's ultimately going to lead up to that commercial, that little snippet of clips that I just played. I think we're going to see that happen next week at Daytona.
Yeah, that last duel was nuts. I mean, the first duel was kind of more mellow, and guys were just trying to keep their positions. But that last one, those guys, no matter, they didn't give a shit at all. They were going for the win.
As we saw on the last lap there, as the 8 of Dana Osborne came up to make the block, we saw that nobody really cared, and they kind of tried to get around the 8. The 8 ended up getting sideways, collecting a couple other trucks with him. But that is the nature of last lap at a super speedway. It doesn't matter if it's a points race, doesn't matter if it's for the championship. If it's last lap, you're going to do what you got to do. But with that being the conclusion here tonight of both the duels, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is just the start of what's to come. We do have a 23-week race season coming up, and it's all going to start next week at Daytona. So tonight was just a little taste, as next week we will return with full fields, and we're going to get set to send off the start of the 2018 season with the Homes Now Not Later Super Speedway Series here with Cyber Racing. So for everybody here at Homes Now, Cyber Racing, and Die Hard Live, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow night, I don't know if iRacing was able to fix it or not, whether or not we will be on the portal or not, but make sure you guys tune in at 7:20 p.m. Central Time as the Die Hard Racing League gets set to go 133 laps at Las Vegas International Speedway in the Cup cars. And then me and Mike, hopefully Monday, will be out on track with all these crazy bastards here at Cyber, and hopefully we don't die. But once again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.